Yo, 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 yo. Yo, yo. What's good with it? It's on me, Mac. Music, art, culture, knowledge. Each one teach one. Reporting live from the Dogon. No, each one teach nine. Yeah, this is a impromptu Mac Minute session. One of my favorite rhyme writers, rhyme sayers. One of the best to ever do it. One of my personal favorites. None other than Kendrick Lamar. Thumbs up, give me the likes. Thumbs up, give me the likes. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Subscribe to the YouTube channel 82 Kings. None other than Kendrick Lamar just released a project. Hold up, I don't want to mispronounce it. Mr. Hold up. Yeah, I'll be overthinking. All right. Mr.Morale and the Big Steppers came out Friday the 13th, May 13th, 2022. Today is actually what? May 14th, 2022. There's a lot of things going on with this project. Well, before I delve into the project, I want to spit some bars from one of my favorite rhyme writers, MCs, the homie Nas. I remember bits and pieces of it, but I want to spit it to kind of prove my point. Through the lights, camera, and action, glimmers, glitter, and gold, I unfold the scroll, plant seeds, and stampede the globe. When I'm deceased, but then the beast arise like yeast to conquer peace, leaving savages to roam on the streets. Live on the run, police paying me to give him my gun. Trick my wisdom with the system that imprisoned my son. Smoke a gold leaf, I hold heat nonchalantly. I'm raunchy, but things I do is real. It never haunts me. Wow, funny style niggas rolling the pal. Rooster heads profile on the bus to Rikers out. Holding weed inside they pussy with their minds on the pretty things in life. Props is a true thug's life. It's like a cycle. Some will come home, some will go in, do a bullet, come back, do the same shit again. From the womb to the tomb, presume the unpredictable. Gun salute life rapidly, that's the ritual. That verse is from Verbal Intercourse off of Only Built for Cuban Links. Featuring Nas with Raekwon and Ghost with the centerpiece. That is one of my favorite verses ever. Verbal Intercourse, Nas. I wasn't capping. I only remembered certain parts of it, so I didn't want to stumble, but maybe I did stumble. I don't know. But yeah, bottom line, I thought that verse was hard and full of wisdom. Somebody else heard it and thought it was whack or subpar or average or didn't even know what it was. There's such a semantical range, a range of subjectivity that comes with art. You have to let people enjoy the art that resonates with them. But why am I saying this? This is about Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar, Mr.Morale, and the Big Steppers. I didn't like it. I didn't like it sonically. I didn't like the production style, obviously. But this album was necessary, and it needed to happen. I was told that just for me saying that I didn't like it, I was told that I was gay. I was told that I don't have an appreciation for knowledge. I was told that I'm anti-intellectual. I'm stupid. I don't read books. Just because I didn't like the project, and I think that there's a lot of ego that came with those responses. And I guess what I'm saying is, and I want to accentuate this fact, let people enjoy the art that resonates with them. We don't have to condescend. We don't have to take, we don't have to shit on the people that don't process the art the way we process it. I mean, I feel like with art, it's like a light, and we're all looking at it from different angles. Some people are going to appreciate it and process and perceive the light. Some won't. But this whole narrative that you're like stupid because you don't understand and process it the way I do, that ain't hip hop. I understand people are passionate about the things they like and love. I get it. I promise you I do. But we have to let people process things on the spectrum that they do. I was, I I think this album was necessary. I don't sonically like it, and I'm not saying but it's brilliant and it's genius to somebody, sonically. But the album needed to happen. I thought it was necessary. I think he tapped into a lot of different things. But I guess sometimes my frustration with Kendrick comes from I see a lot of people praising him because he's different. And I've talked to different engineers. He's a Grammy nominated, Grammy award winning, and just backyard engineers, whatever. And they've always said Kendrick is talented, but sometimes he gets a lot of praise because he's different. And sometimes they reference like, yo, I know a lot of underground rappers, a lot of underground artists. They're just as creative. They challenge narratives. They ask questions, but nobody's ever heard of them. That's not a slight against Kendrick. I think that at the end of the day, it's just a machine. I think it's interesting how there are a bunch of trap rappers. There are a bunch of yada yada, murder this, kill that. There's a room for a lot of the ignorant shit. But then it's like, out of all these black men that are writers and rappers, the only ones that the mainstream can process are Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole. Come on, like that. Let's sit with that. Like, and I'm not saying that's Kendrick's fault or J. Cole's fault. I just think the machine will only allow for so many substantive rappers to come in on a mainstream level. And I think Kendrick Lamar, there's a lot of brilliance and genius what he does. Same with J. Cole. But I think it's interesting how Kendrick and J. Cole are the outliers, and everything else is just normalized. The ignorance, the new lord shit is just normalized. And I think that's problematic. Again, that's not a shot at Cole or Kendrick. I just think, I'm an 80s baby, grew up in the 90s. I thought it was dope how, like, the media and hip-hop, the radio media, there was a broader spectrum of what art was. I could hear Tupac, I could hear Biggie, I could hear Nas, I could hear the Fugees, I could hear the Alcoholics. Shout out to Cali. There was just a broader spectrum. And in hip-hop, there was not a cap on hip-hop. You could be who you were, and it was cool. And I guess ultimately, where am I going with this? I'm saying a lot. I think bar for bar, word for word, the subject matter that was touched on Mr.Morale and the Big Steppers, Kendrick's album, it needed to happen. It needed to be heard. And I guess the thing that just kind of frustrates me with his release is I see a bunch of people praising it, and it deserves its flowers. But I see so many artists that are in chains. They want to be creative. They want to challenge the status quo. They want to be subversive and challenge the narrative. But if they do, no one's going to buy it. No one's going to push it. And I'm not mad at the player. I don't hate the player. I hate the game. I performed at South by Southwest. I've met from Compton to Chicago, all across the globe. They descended upon Austin, Texas. I met a lot of talented people that you'll never hear. And sometimes I guess like it's maybe it's a numbers game, maybe it's fate. I don't know. Maybe all this is not a contrived conspiracy. I don't know. But sometimes I wonder, why do certain people make it and why do others not make it? Is it the consumer / listener? Is it the gatekeepers? With these corporations? I don't know. But it frustrates me when the critique on hip hop is, it's so follow the leader. It's not a lot of creativity. It's really bang bang shoot 'em up, and it's like, no, there are a lot of people that want to challenge the status quo, challenge the narrative, and be subversive and create art. But I guess at the end of the day, there's a subjective slash semantical range with art. You're not gonna process things the same way I process it. That again earlier, that's why I spit that Nas verse. There are people who think that Nas verse is trash, but to me it's golden. So let people process art the way they do. Let them enjoy it. There's no room for hip hop snobbery. None. I just feel like if people are authentically being themselves and pontificating, expressing their art organically the way they want to, that's hip hop. Well, yeah, it's hip hop. Based off of that premise. Somebody said you can't make everything hip hop, but hip hop can be everything. And sometimes I struggle with this Kendrick album because I didn't feel like it was hip hop. I felt like a lot of it was pandering to what white consumers think is artistic and expressive. But maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm not looking at it right. But I think some of the nigga hood stuff is just as creative. You know, and I want to say this. Some people will make the critique that, you know, they're if you don't like Kendrick, you're dumb, you're unintelligent, or if you don't like if you don't like Lil Baby, or if you don't like the hood shit, it's boring, and you're a boring person and you're simple. And the bottom line is we have to embrace each other's duality and let it exist. But I think the thing that sucks is, as far as financially, as far as like the gatekeepers and the institutions, the corporations, it just seems like one thing is hot and there's glory and praise and money that comes with it. And sometimes there are people who feel like, you know, I'll never have a chance because I don't follow the wave. Press rewind, you'll process it. What I'm saying. Again, Kendrick's album was necessary. It had to happen. It had to happen. I actually made an earlier post, earlier video. Some people tapped in. I said, we don't deserve another Kendrick Lamar album. But yeah, tap into that. I'll put it in the comment section. But no, I think there's no, like, people process art differently, and I feel like if it's coming from a genuine space, you know, just let it be. If you don't like it, leave it alone. Don't bash it. Don't bash it. Just let it be. But again, with this is just me. Soundwave, Alchemist, the different people that I saw that produced it. These are people who I usually traditionally like. Sonically, I didn't like this. But you know, the content was necessary. There are people who are going to hear this album and they're going to challenge their own conditioning. They're going to ask themselves, why do I think and feel and act the way I do? And to me, that's hip hop and that's art. But there are some people who are not going to resonate with it and they're going to think it's bullshit. And that's fine too. But I guess ultimately, like, nobody's intelligence, nobody's appreciation for hip hop should be predicated or contingent upon what they like and dislike. Let people process things the way they do. Like I said, that Nas verse, verbal intercourse, that is gold to me. But somebody else heard that and they didn't know what the hell I was talking about. Well, what Nas was talking about. So I think we need to just let people enjoy what they enjoy. We don't need to attack or bash each other. Remove the ego. If it resonates with you, cool. There are people who I've talked to who think that this album sonically is dope. And that's cool. I'm not going to attack them. How can I tell you how to feel about art? I can't. But salute to Kendrick. Salute to TDE. It seems to be, it's been a, they're in a very, I'm not going to go there. But salute to TDE. Salute to PG Lang. Everything Kendrick's doing. I think this album, you know, wasn't necessarily the album some people wanted, but it was definitely something that some people needed. You know, it is what it is. I think art, to me, the marker for good art is something that makes you question your reality, and it makes you look inward. And I feel like this Kendrick project did that. And I think I said this earlier. I would have liked it more if it was just like a book of rhymes or a book of poetry where I could just read it. But but I feel like you need to be in the mood to hear it. And again, sonically, it didn't reach out. I wasn't really rocking with it sonically, but I think it's definitely something that you have to be in the mood to hear. But the fact that this album has caused such a dichotomy within hip hop speaks to its brilliance. You know, this isn't. I'm not crapping on Kendrick. I think Kendrick is dope. But this ain't for everybody. But I think it's very disingenuous. I think it's very unfortunate. I think it's very condescending when people question the person's intelligence because they don't like a particular art, the art that's created. You know, it's really disheartening. Just let people like what they like. But I guess again, the financial rewards, why certain people get recognition and why certain people don't. Politics. I don't know. People get frustrated. But yeah. Shout out to Kodak Black. Kodak Black, I never thought I would, you know, I don't know, we may look down the years and find out that Kendrick Ghost wrote the verse with Kodak Black. I don't know. But as of now, like, I never would have thought, or not even necessarily Kendrick, but somebody else. I'm not a big Kodak Black fan. I don't listen to him a lot like that, but I respect what he does. I respect the fact that he has a following. But it's like with Kodak Black, if you had told me he would have done a song, shout out to the song Silent Hill. If you had told me that lyrically, Kodak Black would have created art with Kendrick and it was better, I never would have, his bars were better than Kendrick's, never would have drew that conclusion if you told me that hypothetically.